Hello and welcome to today's video where we're looking at lights and shapes in depth. We're covering rule 27, which is vessels not under command and vessels restricted in their ability to manoeuvre. So straight in, paragraph A talks about vessels not under command. They shall exhibit 2 all-round red lights in a vertical line where they can best be seen, 2 balls or similar shapes in a vertical line where they can best be seen, and when making way through the water, you need to also show side lights and a stern light. So if we take a look at this vessel here, we can see that they're going to have to show those 2 red lights in a vertical line where they can best be seen. In the daytime, that would correspond with 2 balls in a vertical line where they can best be seen. And then if the vessel is making way through the water, side lights and a stern light. Paragraph B talks about vessels restricted in their ability to manoeuvre, except if you're engaged in mine clearance, because we're going to discuss that in a minute. You need 3 all-round lights in a vertical line. It's going to be red, white and red. 3 shapes in a vertical line where they can best be seen. These are going to be a ball, a diamond and a ball. And when making way through the water, you need masthead light or lights, side lights and a stern light, in addition to that red, white, red. And when at anchor, you need to be showing that red, white, red in addition to your anchor lights as described in rule 30. So if we take a look at this vessel, we can see that they're just going to have that vertical red, white, red in a vertical line where they can best be seen. It doesn't say exactly where, just where they can best be seen. And by day, that's going to be the same as a ball, a diamond and a ball. When making way through the water, you're going to have to add on masthead light or lights if you're greater than 50 meters, side lights and a stern light. Paragraph C says a power-driven vessel engaged in a towing operation, such as severely restricts the towing vessel and a tow in their ability to deviate from their course, shall, in addition to the lights or shapes prescribed in rule 24A, these are the lights for a towing vessel, you need to exhibit the lights or shapes prescribed in paragraph B, which is the red, white, red or the ball, diamond, ball. So only if you're severely restricted do you put up your restricted inability to manoeuvre lights. Paragraph D goes on to talk about vessels engaged in dredging or underwater operations, when restricted in their ability to manoeuvre. They need to exhibit the lights and shapes we've already talked about, which is the red, white, red, and in addition, when an obstruction exists, they need to exhibit 2 all-round red lights, or 2 balls in a vertical line, on the side on which the obstruction exists, 2 all-round green lights, or 2 diamonds in a vertical line, on the side on which another vessel may pass, and when you're at anchor, you need to exhibit these lights instead of the lights prescribed in rule 30, which is the lights and shapes for vessels at anchor. So if we take a look at this vessel now, we're just going to pull it straight in and add on the red, white, red, which we've already talked about. Now on the side on which the obstruction exists, we're going to need 2 red lights in a vertical line. And by day, that's going to correspond with 2 balls in a vertical line. On the other side, the side on which it is safe to pass, you need those 2 green lights in a vertical line. And that's going to correspond to 2 diamonds in a vertical line by day. Paragraph E talks about diving. So whenever the size of a vessel engaged in diving operations makes it impracticable to exhibit all the lights and shapes prescribed in paragraph D, so the ones that we just talked about, that's an awful lot of lights and shapes, and you think a diver may just be out on a little rib or something. If that's the case, the following shall be exhibited. 3 all-round lights in a vertical line where they can best be seen, highest and lowest are red and the middle white. So they've still got to show that red, white, red. And in addition, you need the rigid replica of the International Code Flag Alpha, at least 1 meter in height, and you need to take measures to make sure you can see it all round. Vessels engaged in mine clearance operations shall, in addition to their normal power-driven vessel lights from Rule 23, all the lights prescribed for a vessel at anchor in Rule 30. So mine clearance basically is a power-driven vessel or a normal vessel at anchor, but in addition you've got to show 3 all-round green lights or 3 balls, 1 at or near the foremast head and 1 at each end of the foreyard. They indicate that it's dangerous for another vessel to approach within 1,000 meters of the mine clearance vessel. So if we take a look at that, that's simply going to be these 3 green lights arranged in this pattern at the foremast head and one at each end of the foreyard. Then paragraph G, vessels less than 12 meters in length, except if you're engaged in diving, because we just talked about those, they shall not be required to exhibit the lights and shapes prescribed in this rule. So if you're 12 meters, you don't need to show lights and shapes for not under command or restricted inability to manoeuvre unless you've got divers down. Paragraph H then says the signals prescribed in this rule are not signals for vessels in distress requiring assistance. Those signals are all contained in Annex 4. And that brings us to the end of Rule 27. Hopefully you found the information useful. Until next time, thank you for watching, and goodbye.